How's everybody doing? It's Jason with Grounded Roots Healing. I'm an alchemist and I've had a hell of a night. So I wasn't going to post any more videos. In fact, I'm not even sure I'll post this video. We'll see. But I made some big realizations as I took this little pause. About 10 days of not posting anything or recording or thinking about it even. And the realization was that doing these videos is a lot more important for me than I realized it was. It's a very good way for me to get this energy out by discussing it. Now, I don't have to post it in order to get the same effect. I just need to talk it through from a place of being heart-centered. So, we'll see, but tonight I went to a breathwork session with our local practitioner, and I mean, you can see I got bags under my eyes. I feel like it's unbelievable. So last night I was discussing, so I haven't slept in a long time. Not well. I sleep, but it's impossible to fall asleep. And I discovered that I was in fight or flight mode. And now it's due to some essay that happened in my early childhood at the age of 7 that I was exposed to. And I've been working through it using the traditional methods. Not traditional, I guess, but the methods that I now know work to help me get through this. But it's a big one, and it's persistent, and it takes a lot of goes. So the other night I was standing talking to my daughter, and she was, saying, well, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? I've tried everything. And then I explained to her why I don't sleep. It's because this particular incidents happened at night. And because it happened at night, you're in a constant state of fear every night. At least your body is. So now, as an adult, I can conceptually tell myself that everything's fine and you're okay and there's no issues and you can sleep. Your body can sleep, but it just doesn't matter. That memory, that thought keeps re-traumatizing you. And every night, you're in a tense. And if you're tense, it's impossible to sleep. So I explained that to her. And when I did that, I knew we had breathwork today. As soon as I said that, I was like, oh, breathwork's going to be an important one. And I was not disappointed. So the reason I want to make this video, another reason I want to make this video, is that I think I've figured out a way to help some of the friends I've made on here, actually. It kind of came piecemeal, and I've started getting downloads again. But I put two and two together, and I figured out a way to move some more of this energy. It's like a soul retrieval, but on steroids, and it works very well. So we started the breath work, and right away I started feeling the energy moving in me. So the channel is becoming clearer and clearer, but I could feel it moving up my body and out. And then it triggered that memory. But what I had figured out is, so soul retrieval is when you access a memory, a traumatic memory, go back to that memory. You're supposed to look for a piece of your soul that you were left there, pull it back to yourself, and then envision a golden thread to yourself at this point, and then cut the thread. And it works quite well. It's all visualization, and it is very effective. Now, what I realized was that when you do that, you're actually going to that time and place. There is no time. But what's happening, and I realized this because I was looking at it from a third-party perspective. Every time I would go back to one of these events in my childhood, I would be looking at it as an outsider, standing in a corner and seeing all of the people involved in whatever was going on and watching it happen again and again. And it was always the same. It's always the same. It's perfect. Perfectly imperfect. And it got me thinking, like, why am I not looking through the eyes of the little boy that was me? And I realized that I'm visiting this memory. It's not that I'm recalling it in this brain. What I'm doing is going to the astral plane, accessing the Akashic records, dropping down into that memory, which is not, there's no time, there's just linear sequences of events. So that I'm going up, out of time, and into this linear sequence of events, back to that memory. And what I realized I could do is comfort that kid. You can't change the events of the timeline, but you can help that kid realize what's going on. Comfort him. Explain to him it's all going to be okay. Look how you're going to turn out. I promise you it's going to be okay. And it's okay to sleep. You're not going to get hurt again. No one's going to bother you. This event was very traumatic, and my father, he didn't know what was going on, but he came upstairs and angrily told us all to go to bed. And I was scared it was going to happen again, or it was going to restart, and that my sister was going to get hurt, and that I didn't know what was going to happen. So I didn't sleep most of that night. I was just afraid. And that's when it all started. But tonight I went back and I comforted that little boy. And I told him it's going to be okay. And I gave him a hug. And I rubbed his curly head. And I felt, after I did that, during the breathwork session, I felt my body just release and sink into the mat. Like every muscle in my body was on high alert, and it just let go instantly. I sunk into the mat. I had my hands on my chest. It even felt like my hands sunk into my chest, and I got thinner or flatter or weaker. I think every single muscle in my body was on high alert, like I said. And so you just aren't relaxed at any point in your life. So I comforted that kid, and then he fell asleep. And when I came back, that was gone. Now, I don't know if I've dealt with all of the issues with this. Probably not. But that is an incredibly powerful technique for finally letting go of this old energy. And maybe, just maybe, I can finally sleep. So I don't know if I'll make any more videos, or I haven't really thought about it. I've gotten so many nice comments on the page on my last video that I almost felt an obligation to go back and make more. I really do appreciate it, guys. I even had a bigger YouTuber comment, a very, very nice comment on my page and on that video, as well as many of the friends that I've made on here. And, you know, if I have to make these videos anyway in order to do this processing, then I might as well post them. But what I'm not going to do is think about coming up with video ideas or anything like that. Like tonight, I wasn't going to make anything. I wasn't even thinking about it. And then it just, my intuition said, turn the camera on. So I did that. And the next time it tells me to do that, I'll do it again. So it might be sporadic. Oh, I just noticed that there's a teddy bear on my grandfather's writing table behind me. I don't know why that's there. I have no clue. But that's kind of coincidental. So, to the curly-headed 7-year-old Jason, you're finally allowed to go to bed. And I love you. So, I think I'll leave it there. Hope this video finds you well, and I love you all.